Not a fan of limitations. I've always kind of lived by the motto that limitations are a factor of the mind. You let yourself get into that rut, you let yourself get into a spot where you can't do something, you've limited yourself right there. You've already put the brakes on. I'm 37 years old, apprentice here at the 104, and just enjoying my time. After college, I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, went to basic and, infantry school, and then I was fortunate enough to get a spot in a reconnaissance community. And inevitably, enlisting when I enlisted, we were deployed to Afghanistan and spent 6.5 out of my 7-month tour in Afghanistan. The part of Afghanistan that we were in was highly littered with IEDs. That was their primary source of offense and defense, right? So the Taliban had a pretty heavy presence in Sangin Valley, which is where we were. I heard the explosion. I saw all the debris come up, and then I remember hitting the ground. I was screaming in the air. Time slowed down real slow. I remember being in the air and screaming. And I said to myself, "Why are you screaming? Stop screaming." And then I hit the ground. And I know it happened. And from there, I reached up, I grabbed my leg, and noticed that my foot was gone. And at that point, it was pretty cut and clear. I stepped on an IED, and the lower portion of my leg had been amputated. So we really didn't even know what my outcome was going to be at that point. How much of it was going to be able to keep? Or was I going to be laid up for a little bit longer, or was I going to be able to rehab quicker? I got fortunate. My body responded well. I didn't have any infections. And I was able to adapt to prosthetic devices fairly easily. My life had taken a complete 180 from what I thought it was. My marriage was kind of falling apart. I had 10 years of untreated PTSD that I was suffering from, which inevitably led to anxiety and serious depression, self-medicating with alcohol. And I had a cousin, I still have a cousin, in the 103. He's an electrician. And, we'd do some work, and he'd ask if I want to come help. I always like to do things with my hands, and, we got friends, family, people who needed things done at their house, and, kind of offset the cost. I'd go and help and get things done. And Brian Murphy of the 104, he was doing an addition to his house, and he's familiar with my cousin who lived right around the corner, and he said, "Hey, I got this job, I could use your help." I was there, I was working, just doing my thing, working as I was trained to do, get the job done, get it done in an efficient manner. From what I gathered, Brian was pretty impressed with that, and "Hey man, I got a job for you. I got a career. Let's do this." So I took the job with Asplund, working materials as a driver groundman, and I loved that job. I was happy to be there. Worked with good people and got to see a whole bunch of people. And then my first storm hits. He says, "Chuck, you go out on a storm?" I said, "Yeah, I can go out on a storm. Let's do this." So I got on a storm. Now I'm working with line crews, seeing what line crews do, and the community that they have, and just the sense of accomplishment that can be felt when things are done, and the pace. And this was starting to check off a lot of boxes that I had been searching for since I had left the military. I worked in a small team in the military. We depended on each other for everything. The camaraderie was beyond anything I've ever experienced anywhere else. So I had spent 10 years trying to re-achieve what I had left on the battlefield so many years ago. And being able to work, on storm with these guys, incongruent with them as a team again, and then just the camaraderie. We're there, we got a job to do. It's a serious job, and it's a hazardous job. But beyond that, there's a human aspect to it as well, right? We're out together for long periods of time. We're accomplishing difficult tasks. And again, it's just checking the boxes. Until finally I was like, I think I need to do this. I think I need to make some sacrifices to improve my life for me and my family. And I talked to Brian about it. I talked to the people at Asplund about it. And, I was met with encouragement. This is what you want to do, Chuck. This is what you should do. It's a great career. With all the support that I got, it was impossible for me not to sign up for the apprenticeship, try to get an interview, try to get a job. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what the demands were going to be. I didn't know how my body was going to respond, but I was going to try.
We're ready to climb.
If it didn't work out, it didn't work out, but it wasn't going to be because I didn't give it 100%. The first 3 days of boot camp, you're climbing poles, right? You're putting hooks on and you're getting up there, and I think that raised a lot of questions for a lot of people. Like, is this going to happen? Is this going to work? But I got really fortunate. Brian's a persistent guy. He says, I got some hooks for you, man. We'll get you on a pole. We'll get you trained. We'll get you some practice. And so that's what we did. I put some hooks on and got up the pole. Fortunately, I didn't really need any special adaptive equipment. I didn't need to adjust myself in any certain ways. I don't want no special treatment. I don't want somebody to look at me and be like, he's a little bit slower, but that's okay because he's got prosthetic. I want to be just as fast as everybody else. I'm proud of my story. I'm proud of where I've been. I'm proud of what I did, but I don't want sympathy. I don't want somebody giving me a break because I went through this experience. I want to be held to the same standard as everybody else and make the mark just like everybody else does. So it was a bit before people figured out that I was climbing with a prosthetic, and I think there was a bit of a shock factor there. So I'm going to try everything until somebody or some reason or something says, nah, your body's not going to be able to handle this rail. And then I'm going to go again, and I'm going to do it again until, I don't know, I haven't got to that point yet. We'll see what happens.
My name is Tim Burgess. I'm an assistant business manager for IBEW Local 104, and I am the second district representative on the IBEW International Veterans Committee. The goal of the committee is to help the local unions develop programs that will help veterans become meaningfully employed in the IBEW. One of those such programs has already been started in Alaska. It's called the VEEP program, and we're hoping to expand that to as many other states as possible. The VEEP program is the Veterans Electrical Entrance Program. Veterans like Chuck show us that there is hope and proof that programs like this are successful. If you're an IBEW local that hasn't participated in any of these programs, please reach out to your local IBEW Veterans District Rep.